So, you're a solo main and you want to rank up and learn some new things on how and where to position yourself on split defense and do the most work? Well, you have come to the right place, as in this video, I will show you exactly that. One thing to keep in mind is that this won't guarantee instant skill boost. This game is still heavy on aim, and if your aim is lacking, you need to work on that if you want to rank up more efficiently. But before we start the video, please check out my Sova recon arrows on split, as I will be using these arrows in this video, so if you want to learn those lineups, they are explained in that video. There are 3 spots that I think on split in defense that are good for Sova and that I usually play. It's solo B, A tower, or solo A. First I'm gonna show you what I do on B, and how I play B and how I hold B. In pistol round I always buy light shield, 1 shock bolt, owl drone, and I play with the classic. And first 3 rounds always do the same arrow. Do this aggressive arrow in the beginning of the round. See if there are enemies there. If nobody's there, you grab the orb, you push behind them, you call your team. If the enemy is here, if you see multiple, you back off on site, you play passive, you give info to your team, and you just wait for them to peek while jiggle picking this angle right here. You jiggle pick this with a knife. If you spot one of them, do this. In pistol round, that's gonna do a lot of damage to whoever is there. If you see one guy, you can go and try to fight him. You can try to challenge him. You can hold him here, or you can go closer and try to look for him and fight him. I always encourage you to fight, because that's the only way you're gonna get better. Look for the opponents, look for fights, especially if they're one-on-one. If you're confident enough to win a 1v1 duel, you can literally win every single duel, you can win every single fight, and at that point you're just gonna become a better player every day. Every fight you take, every duel you take, win or lose, you're gonna become better. Guarantee you that. If you lose the pistol round, second round you full eco, third round you have full buy. If you win the pistol round, in second round I usually don't buy anything. I look at my min next round amount, and if I have enough for an operator, I usually buy either utility or I buy a ghost or like whatever, until min next round says that I have above 4.5k. I like to play operator on B because it's really good. You can get an early opening pick if they want to go B, just by simply holding either this angle or this angle, or you can even do an aggressive angle, doesn't matter. You can try peeking this fast with your recon arrow and hold this angle for like the whole duration of the round until your team calls that they're pushing A. Now if they're pushing A, retaking with the op might be a little bit tricky and difficult. So if it's like a 2v4 situation, 2v3 situation, I would recommend that you save it, that you don't try to go for it, but you can do whatever you want. If you feel confident, you can go for it. As it comes for the arrows on the beginning of the round, in the rest of the rounds, you can sometimes use an arrow to help the beginning of the round to scan A for your teammates on A, or you can do the one in the middle, help your team in the middle. The arrows take about 10, 11, maybe like 12 seconds to land, so if you shoot it before the round starts, soon as the round starts, I mean, the enemies should already be pushing either A or pushing out mid, and you're gonna see how many of them are there. And you just keep holding it with your op. If you don't have an op, doesn't matter. If you don't like playing op, doesn't also matter. You can play whatever you want here, as long as you're holding it properly. Either with jiggle picking like that, you can even play here sometimes, like it doesn't matter, like just be creative. Like this whole side is yours, like you can play anywhere you want, but always mix it up, always mix up your arrows. Don't throw like same arrow 3 rounds, 4 rounds in a row, except in the first 3 rounds. Always mix them up, always call, listen to your teammates, and you're gonna be fine on B, because you're always gonna have someone in heaven helping you if they push you B. When it comes to A, if I have to play on A side, I literally do the same thing first 3 rounds as on B. I shoot this arrow
Revealing area.
aggressively at the start of the round because it scans like pretty much everything except people holding here. I always go for an orb if there's nobody there, just like on B. And if I don't see anyone, I push sewers. Or I just lock it like this. So I can see this and I can see this and I can react fast if needed. Again, same thing. You lose the free pistol round, you full eco, you buy 3rd round. You win this pistol round, I save up 2nd round so I can have operator. Because operator is very good both on B and both on A. You have operator, you can hold this angle, 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 you can hold this, maybe even this. There's like 5 or 6 spots that you can do on A side if you're playing operator. Now if you don't like playing operator, that's completely fine. You can pretty much do the same with Phantom or Vandal. You can hold this position, you can even hold close position. This, play up here if you have a teammate. If you have a teammate in A tower, like you can play even more passive positions that are just gonna hold this push. So there's a lot of things you can do, but if you ever get like overrun, like you spot them here, you get 1 kill, always run here. I always run here, I always hide here. And if they're running on site, you're gonna hear them, but just be patient. Don't be trigger happy and just wait for perfect opportunity to swing left or right. And all you need to do is get 1. If you get 2 kills, you did your job. You did everything you could and your team should be able to retake 4v3 in this situation. If you don't kill anyone, doesn't matter. Unlucky. Nice try. Go next. As far as it goes for the arrows, arrow for mid,
Revealing area.
and the arrow for B.
Revealing area.
They both work the same as the arrows from B for A and mid. You can do them at the beginning of the round, you can do them late round, you can do them mid round. They're very useful if you're not playing operator. If you're playing operator, of course you're gonna hold this angle whole round. But if you're playing Phantom or Vandal, like you can do any of these arrows mid round. But if you have a teammate up there, always ask him to watch this part from the ramp while you move and line up the arrow, because you don't want enemies slipping through and crossing while nobody is watching. And if by any chance you're playing A tower, simply your only job is at the beginning of the round do either this arrow or this arrow, or you can do these 2 shock darts.
Shock dart.
And all you need to do is hold A tower on A ramp while your teammate sits on site or watches this. You can play passive, you can try going aggro with your teammate, you hold it from here, and you're also first rotation for the middle to go in events and try to help mid if they're getting overrun. Helping with your drones,
Take flight.
also helping with your arrows. Before I end the video, there are two important things for you to understand and learn in defense on every map with every character. First thing is that you always pay attention to the enemy economy. You can see that by pressing tab, and in this case you're gonna be able to see all the enemies, you're gonna be able to see all their ultimates, and you're gonna be able to see how much credits are they gonna have in this round. This is very important in defense. You can know what to expect, and you can easily predict which side they might attack with the weapons that they have. If they're full eco, they're probably gonna rush one side, so if you're playing solo, you always need to be ready for that. The second thing is, it's probably even more important than the first thing, but always, and I mean always, stay your ground and don't over rotate. I see so many people in solo queue instantly rotating as soon as one of the teammates says they're B. That doesn't mean anything. If you're playing A and your teammate says they're all B, but you look on your minimap and you only see one, maybe two guys, and they're not even pushing the side, because either your teammate blocked them or slowed them or they just cannot go through, you don't rotate. It's that simple. Like, it's better to leave your two teammates that are on site to try to get 2 kills and then you go into a 3v3 retake, than leaving your site, going into B, having 5 people on B while the enemy just snuck through A, one lurker snuck through A or snuck through B, and he just calls to his team, hey, A is free, and they instantly rotate from B, they take A, they plant A, and then you're on a back foot. This is going to be it for today. I wanted to keep this simple and easy to understand. Sova ideally works best with a pre-made group or duo pre-made, but if you're a solo player and prefer playing solo, these are the spots you can utilize Sova the best and do the most work while being useful to your teammates. At the end of the day, it still all comes down to your aim and ability to win duels. Whenever you use your recon arrow or tag someone with a drone, I encourage you to try and go aggressive on it if you spot the enemy. This is the only way you will become a better player. You will learn the angles and your aim is going to improve massively. Also, I had plans on making this kind of video for attack as well as other 2 maps. So, if you would like to learn how to utilize Sova on other maps and split attack as well, let me know in the comments, and if there is enough interest, I'll start working on these 2. Thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed the video, please consider subscribing and liking, and I'll see you in the next one.